Hi! So, we're back again for this third little video. We're just gonna get right into it, and the light has faded outside, so enjoy a slightly darker video than the other ones. By the way, I'm doing this all at one constant time. I'm not doing this, like, I didn't put this makeup on 3 separate times to film these separate videos. Ain't nobody got time for that, and this takes at least an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, just to get in makeup and get into, you know, some costume stuff. Although, this is my actual wardrobe, so it's not really a costume, it's just this. Anyway, let's get on with this, shall we? Final thoughts. I'm gonna read my notes, because why not? Don't ask why, ask why not. Copyright, don't want to get copyright. So, things I would have changed. Not going to a different fabric, like I already explained. I would never do that in a professional setting. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I didn't think to at least give a heads up and say, here's a different fabric that we might have to go with, and I might have to order it pretty soon, so I need your okay on this. I would not have done that. Also, with that fabric, I didn't take into account the width of the fabric whilst I was buying it. So when it came, I was like, oh, it's 60 inches wide, or 157 centimeters-ish wide. I could have gotten away with not buying this many yards, and it would have been fine, and I could have kept it in the original fabric. It ended up working out in the end. We weren't mad at it, but I didn't have to do that to begin with, so. Know what your width of fabric is before you start buying a whole bunch of it, because do patterns in half scale. You don't have to make the garment in half scale, but if you make the patterns in half scale and figure out, oh, if I lay it out this way, and there's no pattern and there's no nap to it, then I can get away with buying less. Do that, because that's what I should have done. I also, looking at this, I found a silk supplier online called Beckford Silks. I'll leave a link in the description below. They have reasonably priced silks, so had I known that, I probably would have been able to get away with buying most of the fabric in silk rather than in polyester, because they have a really nice wide width on a lot of their fabrics. So I could have bought a silk satin for a really good price, and it would have turned out just fine, I think. The more you know. Overall, the project was, and this is what I wrote, so I hope you like the wording, Tony. Overall, the project was fun and exhilarating to work on. I'm a sucker for the mid to late Victorian era, and this design was just screaming my name. With my personal practice being focused on historical garmentry, there's a reason why I chose this. One, it was being historical, but two, it was also something that I could turn into using more theatrical practices, so using electric sewing machines, using an overlocker, using more seam allowance and leaving it in rather than cutting it down, folding it over. I didn't have to do a lot of historical accuracy in making this, which is what made it go a lot faster. So that's the reason why I chose it. One, it was historical, so I could say, I'm making a historical piece. But two, I could put to practice my theatrical side of sewing and finishing things off with overlocking rather than making it look nice on the inside too. Still looks nice on the inside, but like having a lining that covers up all the seams, or having the seams folded over and whipped down. Anyway. Again, using things familiar in theater practice, as well as, you know, using some historical practice in there. So a lot of hand sewing did go into this. I did use a lot of slip stitching, a lot of herringbone stitching, or cross stitching is what it's known now. Herringbone stitching is what it was called back then, but it's still called that, so I don't know why I'm saying back then. So there was that. The shape and silhouette is very flattering for the female figure, especially for the model that is going to be wearing this, my classmate. I'm very happy with the shape and the structure. It's not too big, it's not too heavy. The bustle does what it needs to do. It supports everything. The petticoat shapes it out and softens all the lines, and the overall look is just really nice. I posted this on Facebook in the 19th century costuming page, and I had one person look at just the pictures before they even read what the thing was, and he commented on it stating that he thought it was an extant garment at first and not a theatrical recreation of it. Like apparently I did such a good job in his eyes that he thought it was a real Victorian garment that lasted through the years because of how it looked. I was honored and flattered and kind of surprised that someone thought that. So apparently I did something right in the historical costuming side of things. So that just made my day. And I figured I'd share it with you. And again, capping off everything, my own words that I wrote, I do believe with my whole heart that this dress pays homage to Anne Curry's original design. Is it 100% accurate to what she originally did? No. Do I think Anne Curry would be upset with what I did? Not in the slightest. I think this does pay homage. I think this shows the versatility of interpretation of a two-dimensional design, and I couldn't be more happy with the outcome of this. So, and I'm reading my end cap here, so if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm reading this little bit. So thank you for watching. This was an extraordinary adventure to go on, and I had a blast making the dress. The following scrolled text that will happen after this will be all the sources that I used whilst working on this entire project. So the Patterns of Fashion 2, the Victorian Albert Museum, the Met Museum, any of the fashion plates that I used as heavy reference, as well as anything else that I did not talk about but used in my work. So thank you for watching this entire process. It's been something. It's been fun, it's been stressful, it's been crazy with lockdown in the UK, but I am very pleased with how everything turned out. And yeah, so like, subscribe, comment if you want. Again, this was mostly just for my module, but these videos will be up probably forever because I'm probably not going to take them down. I'm very pleased with how they turned out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.